The day Ronaldo was finally noticed. In 2002, Cristiano Ronaldo was not a global name. He was not a headline. He was not even a certainty. At that time, he was simply a young player at Sporting, living between hope and anonymity, training every day with the quiet urgency of someone who knew nothing was guaranteed. Portuguese football media was busy following established stars, analyzing big clubs, and debating national team selections. Youth players rarely earned attention unless something truly unusual happened. And for a long time, Cristiano existed far from that spotlight. But change often begins quietly. During one particular youth match, Ronaldo's performance stood out in a way that was impossible to ignore. It wasn't just about goals or flashy moments. It was the intensity in his movement, the confidence in his dribbling, and the way he demanded the ball again and again, even when tightly marked. Someone in the stands noticed, then someone else. A journalist sent to cover the match almost as routine work began writing notes that felt different from usual. Not statistics, observations, questions, curiosity. Back then, no one wrote about Cristiano as a future legend. The words were careful, measured, but they carried weight. They spoke of a young winger with unusual confidence, of a boy who played with urgency beyond his age, of a name that might be worth remembering. For the first time, Cristiano Ronaldo's name appeared in print, small, almost hidden among other lines. But for him, it meant everything. Because once your name enters the public record, football stops being just a dream. It becomes a possibility. Cristiano Ronaldo did not read the article the moment it was published. In fact, at first, he didn't even know it existed. His world was still defined by training sessions, shared dorm rooms, and the daily routine of proving himself again and again. But inside the academy, news travels fast. Coaches spoke quietly about it. Teammates whispered. Someone mentioned that a newspaper had highlighted a young winger from Sporting with unusual determination. And slowly, the reality reached him. When Cristiano finally saw his name in print, the moment felt surreal. It wasn't a long article. It wasn't praise without caution, but it was real. Ink on paper. Recognition beyond the training ground. He read it more than once, not to admire himself, but to understand how he was being seen. He noticed the words chosen: energetic, confident, raw, not perfect, not complete, but promising. That first mention didn't make his life easier. In fact, it did the opposite. Expectations, even small ones, create pressure. Coaches watched him more closely. Opponents challenged him harder. The margin for error felt thinner. Cristiano sensed it immediately. Being noticed meant being tested. The media had not crowned him. They had placed him under a lens. And instead of fearing that attention, he welcomed it. To him, this was proof that his work was starting to travel beyond the pitch, that someone, somewhere, believed his story might be worth following. But Cristiano also understood something important. One article could open a door. Only consistency could keep it open. After that first mention, nothing around Cristiano Ronaldo suddenly changed, and yet everything felt different. Training sessions were the same, the facilities unchanged, the routine familiar, but the awareness inside him had shifted. He now knew that eyes existed beyond the academy walls, that performances could travel further than he imagined, and with that knowledge came responsibility. Cristiano pushed himself harder, not to impress, but to justify. He understood that attention could disappear just as quickly as it arrived. One bad performance, one careless moment, and the story could end before it truly began. He studied the game more intensely. He listened more carefully. He paid attention to details others overlooked, because if the media was watching, even from a distance, he wanted to see growth, not stagnation. At times, he felt the weight of expectation pressing quietly on his shoulders, but he never spoke about it. Pressure was not something he complained about. It was something he absorbed and transformed into focus. Journalists continued to follow their usual paths. Most never wrote about him again, at least not yet. But that single article had planted a seed. Within the academy, Cristiano was no longer invisible. And within himself, something powerful had been confirmed. His work was being noticed. His dream had reached the outside world. But Cristiano knew the truth. Recognition was not the destination. It was merely a signal, telling him that the journey had officially begun. Years later, when Cristiano Ronaldo became a global icon, that first article from 2002 seemed almost insignificant. A small paragraph, a careful mention, no bold predictions, no dramatic headlines, and yet it carried more meaning than anyone realized at the time. Because that moment marked the first time his journey stepped beyond private ambition and entered public awareness. It was the quiet beginning of a long conversation between Cristiano Ronaldo and the football world. He never framed the article, he never spoke about it publicly, but he remembered how it made him feel. Not proud, but accountable. Someone had noticed him, and now he had a responsibility to become worthy of that attention. As his career progressed, mentions turned into features, features turned into headlines, and headlines turned into history. But the discipline that carried him through fame was born in moments like that first mention, when recognition was fragile and easily lost. Cristiano never chased media praise, he chased improvement. And the irony is that by focusing on the work rather than the noise eventually followed him everywhere. That first line in a Portuguese newspaper did not make him famous, but it confirmed something he already believed deep inside. His story was no longer invisible, and from that point on, it would only grow louder.